Hi, my name is Cheyenne Peterson. I'm a sophomore at U of I, and I'm from Leroy, Illinois. In this video, I'll be explaining the difference between confounders and causal links. So in observational studies, the researcher does not have the power to determine if the participant joins a control or treatment group. So that's why it's important to analyze the results of a study to see if the treatment is actually caused by the response or if it's just associated with the response. So there'll be a causal link between the treatment and response if the treatment is actually responsible for the response. However, confounders can occur that cause the treatment and response, which could just prove that an association is between the treatment and response. So let's look at an example to help understand confounders versus causal links. And so for this example, we'll just make this all up and say that an observational study showed that people who sleep near their phones lead to insomnia. So we'll look at a few factors and determine if that is a confounder, causal link, or neither. So the first one we can look at is artificial light. So it helps to draw a diagram for this. So we could say that the phone, which is the treatment group, it could either lead to, we'll say that it gives off artificial light. And then the light leads to insomnia, which is the response. So since the phone directly gives off the light and then that directly leads to insomnia, this would be a causal link. And then if we're looking though at genetics, we could use genetics as a factor, so that would go in the middle. We could say that genetics could increase someone's risk of insomnia. So that would be directly to insomnia, the response, but there's really nothing that relates to the phone. So instead, in this case, the genetics would be neither a causal link or confounder. But then a possible confounder of an experiment we could say is caffeine. So we would put caffeine in the middle, and caffeine can directly lead to insomnia, which is the response group. But then caffeine could also, we could say that people who drink caffeine are also more likely to sleep next to their phones. So then caffeine also directly relates to phones, the treatment group. Therefore, since caffeine directly relates to insomnia and phones, this would be a confounder, and it only shows that there is a possible association between the phones and insomnia, whereas the causal link shows directly a relationship. So hopefully that the diagram helps explain more the difference between causal links and confounders and why it's important to analyze the results after an observational study.